Very much, Honourable Speaker. Honourable President, with all due respect, that is not what I asked you. I asked you what steps will you take against the Minister of Social Development. This is not about the 1st of April and whether grants will be paid or not. You have to pay grants. It is your responsibility. This is about a rogue minister that ignored the Constitutional Court for 3 years, did nothing to ready herself for 1 April, that has put at risk the lives of the most vulnerable, which you now say is an unfortunate situation. So I'm asking you, if you're telling us that you'll take no steps against the minister, are you also telling us that respect for our courts and the rule of law is optional, firstly? Secondly, Honourable President, I forewarned you about this crisis exactly a year ago in this House when I asked you to please establish a commission of inquiry to look into CPS, Net1 and SASSA and the illegal deductions coming off grant recipients' accounts. And you said to me, and this is your response, you said, and I quote, "I'm saying that I do not see right now, given the reports before me, why we should form a commission." So I'm asking you now, will you also take personal responsibility for this crisis? Will you now establish a commission of inquiry to look into this dodgy deal? Look at, for example, there's a rumor in the ANC caucus, for example, that CPS is paying for Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma's campaign, and I want you to comment on that. So my question is...
Order. Order, honourable members. Honourable members, please allow Honourable van der Merwe to finish her question. Honourable Singh. Please finish, Honourable van der Merwe.
Honourable President, I'm asking you, will you now consider establishing a commission of inquiry to look into the dodgy CPS-SASSA deal? Will you look into the rumours that the CPS is paying for your preferred candidate for the presidency in Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma's campaign? And will you...
Order,
I'm asking you to investigate,
members.
Honourable President, because if you tell me that you are not going to launch an investigation into this matter, then you're also telling me that you are not, that you do not care for the most vulnerable in our society, because this company is responsible for illegal deductions from grant recipients. So I'm asking you, will you launch a commission of inquiry into this matter, Honourable President?
You have asked so many questions, Honourable van der Merwe, but the President is free to answer at least whichever one of them.
Order, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker.
Yes, Honourable.
Please, Honourable Speaker, can I know if it is parliamentary to bring into this House rumours? Are we supposed to discuss rumours?
Honourable the President.
Honourable Speaker, I just want to rise on a point of order.
Yes, Honourable President, please take a seat.
Honourable Speaker, in terms of the rules of this House, which is also in the Constitution, a member is entitled to freedom of speech. So that point of order is totally out of order. Thank you.
Yes, Honourable Singh, a member indeed is entitled to freedom of speech. The Honourable, the President, has the freedom of speech to answer.
Thank you. Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Well, the Honourable Member has actually repeated the questions that I've answered. But since there is a freedom of speech for her to do so, I will repeat my answers as well. As a freedom of my speech, it looks like. Because firstly, if I go to what the Honourable Member says, when she asked me a while back to establish a commission of inquiry, she did not present any evidence to say these are the matters that need to be investigated. This is what the department has done. Even now, she wants me to do the same on a matter that I say what is being discussed. There are allegations, perhaps, if she's aware of it. What we are looking at, and to answer the question whether we are not caring about the vulnerable, what we are working with now is to ensure that they receive their benefits on the first. That is caring for the vulnerable. That's what we are doing. You want to divert me, not to do that, to start now working on something else. I think the honorable member has a right to present her case, if she has a case to present, and make the proposal that we should evaluate and see what we can do. We are not saying nothing has gone wrong. We are not saying these companies did not siphon money. I don't know about that. If you know, those are facts that we have got to support, to say these are the things that have happened and therefore we need investigation. I don't think you can include that about the political statement of people who are being supported because they're going to elections. You actually dilute your question. I'm not sure whether we are just doing political exercise or we are asking a serious question. That is my problem with your questioning. Thank you, Madam Speaker.